Sanjana, whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're ready. Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present our product Green Jean, which are jeans with customizable pockets that let you choose. So all of us have personally faced the problems of pockets on jeans being too small. This requires us to carry a purse or a bag, even if the only things we need is our wallet and a phone. When we gave this more thought, we realized that not only are purses inconvenient, but they also increase the amount of money we spend on accessories when they could easily be avoided by simply having larger pockets. While combating the issue, the main reason we figured why jeans, especially women's jeans, have tiny pockets is to avoid the bulky look. However, the option of being able to fit everything you need for the day in your pocket seemed tempting and certainly more convenient than having to handhold a bag on a long day. Hence, we came up with Green Jean to allow people to have the choice of not carrying a bag. Our
We
jeans have
chose
snap buttons on the seam where the pocket connects to the jean. The pockets are hence detachable and available in different sizes, so you can choose to use a larger pocket if you have to carry an entire clutch, or a smaller one if you just need some points, and maybe even no pockets if you want the jeggings look.
we produce our jeans using recycled cotton because it needs less water and other major resources as compared to virgin cotton. The majority of recycled cotton is claimed through mechanical recycling by machines such as cotton waste recycle machine. Then the recycled cotton undergoes many processes in the spinneret machine to create small cotton yarns. Now the yarns enter the knitting and dyeing machine to form cotton fabric. The relatively low proportion of working women in India is one of the most significant obstacles to economic progress. Women taking part in an economic life ensures their participation in the workforce at the ideal level and increases employment, which is one of the main requirements of balanced and sustainable growth. Our company will do its best to ensure that the stigma against women working is abolished in the rural areas we will target. Our laborers would be provided with not only good but nutritious meals, which further educates them about nutritious food and balanced diet. This ensures food security and targets SDG 2 by achieving target goal 2.1.2. At present, online advertisement is one of the widest platforms to reach your customers. We are expecting our target audience to be youth who are active on social media, and hence we believe social media marketing would be the most effective. Tying with retail shops or retailers guarantees customers easy sources to buy the product from. As our target customers are people who wear jeans, we believe selling our jeans in the five main cities of India, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Kolkata would be the ideal place to start. In the future, our company plans to partner with established brands to amplify the effect of our initiative, and we would thus fulfill SDG 17.
Our company strives to address social, economic, and environmental risk by addressing a variety of SDGs and making our business as well as our manufacturing process sustainable. The focal SDGs targeted by Green Jean are SDG 12, 13, 15, and 1. SDG 12. The consumer purchases one product instead of two, and this reduces one's carbon footprint and promotes responsible consumption and production. SDG 13. We make use of recycled cotton as the material for jeans as well as the pockets. Cotton causes pollution due to the amount of pesticides used. By using recycled cotton, we reduce cotton production and promote climate action. This also leads us to SDG 15. Cotton production causes deforestation at a vast scale. Thus, recycling cotton would help achieve target 15.2, which is end deforestation. SDG 1 is targeted by our choice of employees, which is our target group being rural women. We provide these women with income that they don't usually receive due to the stigma around women working, especially in villages. This leads us to SDGs 10 and 5, which are also addressed in this process. In the future, Green Jean plans to organize mental health clubs for the employees so that they can share problems in groups. This would address SDG 3. Talking about the future, our company has several future plans, which include getting the product patented and then licensing it to established brands by charging a royalty fee. We would also like to venture into the market of denim skirts and other garments apart from jeans. Green Jean aims to organize educational workshops for the rural women we employ, and these could also be attended by other people in their families at villages. We strive to create more fashionable jeans of different kinds to keep up with the consumer demand. Here is the business infographic. Thank you.
All right, I think that means that the floor is open to the judges once again.
So again, let's go with that order. I don't know, Anna, do you want to go first? So Anna, Sukendra, Vivian, Lena. Let's do it this way. Anna.
And we're doing comments and questions, right?
Yes.
Cool. So let's start with questions. I love the idea. I was trying to imagine what they looked like and how they would fit into like different styles if you're not wearing jeans. So I'm just wondering what, and I suppose my first question is, you mentioned that you're targeting people that have things like beliefs like they don't like accessories, or it's a hassle to sort of carry a bag, and that's a pain for them. Now, I wanted to understand, what evidence do you have of how many people actually feel that way? Because obviously there's the opposite side of the market as well, where people love having accessories. I have actually fall in your customer market. I don't like carrying a bag, but I know there's a lot of people that love their bags and love their things. So how did you decide, and is there anything you could tell me to make it clear what part of the market or what part of, say, the jeans industry doesn't like accessories and therefore falls in your target audience?
Okay. So we know, of course, accessorizing is fun. We all agree to that. But I feel like this is more targeted for like an everyday use. Like, I can give you a simple example, like going to the grocery store. You basically just need your phone and your wallet, right? But even for that, you'll have to carry a purse. At least I do. And so for things like this, we believe having the options to just have a slightly larger pocket to fit your phone and your wallet in, so you can just easily carry the additional bags back home without, it just makes it easier, which is what we felt. And we thought this is applicable to everybody. Of course, there's people who would rather carry a purse, and that's there, but we feel like this would give people the choice to not have to do that, which would be very effective.
And I'm just looking at your canvas now. When you talk about your customer segments, do you have any? I think basically you could drill into a little bit more detail in terms of your customer segment. So, are you going after women? Are you going after adolescents? Are you going after 30 plus? Are you going after working people? Or are you gonna just go after everybody and just have very maybe different styles tailored to many different people?
So we, like, starting off, we want to start in the women's jeans market because we feel like this problem is more prevalent there. Um, of, our target is obviously any women who wear jeans, and I think in India that is more the youth, which is, I'm assuming, like teenagers and like 40-year-olds probably. But moving forward, again, we'd like to expand into like the men's jeans market, and as we said, denim skirts as well.
Okay, cool. And in terms of USP, it reminds me a little bit of, I don't know what they're called, those bun bags. Is that what they're called? The marsupio, I don't know how you say it in English, but the things that you put around here and you have a little pocket.
The waistbands or something they call it, right? The waist
They're like,
belts.
they used to be very popular in
pouches.
the 70s or the 80s.
I think it's still back in fashion now.
Yeah, so I think that would be an interesting comparison in terms of your USP. Like, are you bringing back the waist thing, whatever it's called, the bun bag, or are you different? Are you differentiating yourself from that? Because I remember, for example, going to festivals and bringing that type of bag for exactly the same reason.
I feel like the functionality would be the same, but our pockets would they would be regular pockets once you attach them, so they would be invisible. You wouldn't have a thing around your waist. Would it be, Baani, would it be possible to share a slide, the solution slide again, just for the diagram? So yeah, this is like it's like the inseam of the jeans where the buttons would be, and then the pockets would have complementary buttons, so you could just snap them on. And you could take off the pocket entirely and then just connect the buttons to each other and just not have a pocket as well.
Okay, got it. And then my final question is, you talk about the licensing value. Is there something that you think is new technology that can actually be licensed? Like, is the button special or different to any other button?
We're thinking of using a special material for the buttons, or we were also thinking of using zippers, but made in an eco-friendly process. Perhaps we could also, we were just brainstorming about this, so there are plenty of alternatives we came up with, and like there are plenty of rejects from already established brands, and we could perhaps feed on that waste material so that even though the product is not completely sustainable, but the process of obtaining that material is sustainable for reusing and recycling. So that I think is the unique value proposition.
Okay. So you'd actually be licensing the process, not the product.
Right.
Got it. Okay, cool. And then in terms of feedback, I really like it. I still have in this back of my head, why do you want them to disappear? I suppose so that I think I would look into that a little bit more. I love how you explained the link to the SDGs. I thought that was really clear, really compelling, and I love how you took us through each one and linked them. And also how you chose the specific locations where you're going to pitch, where you're going to sell. I thought that was really good. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I go next. Great job, guys, and honestly, this is a problem I didn't know existed. Right, when on the first look you say like, oh, women's pockets are smaller, right? I was like, oh, is it? I didn't know that. So it does come as a shocking idea. There's a wow factor. It's like I learned something new, and the more you dig into it, I agree with Anna here that it's probably connected to, in a very subconscious manner, a lot of SDGs, right? Inequality. It's not like inequality as a discrimination, right? It's inequality as culture that it just exists, that you have lesser pockets, hence there's less that you carry, or you're always forced to carry something with you. Very deep philosophical perspective. It's thought provoking for me. I will definitely research a little bit on this later. But really good job, and I think it does help you a lot to identify the problem and solution better. All three of you are girls, and I like that, right? Strong team, and you know exactly what you're talking about. So quite impressed overall. In terms of questions, that's the one part, right? Defensibility is always tricky in any direct to consumer products, right? It might sound like, oh, this is great, but all it takes is some bogus companies to just come and make cheaper versions of it, right? The defensibility in general, even with patents in place, is very, very, very challenging. So that is that. And how do you protect it? You know, big companies build brands, which is a much longer way to look at it. How do you ensure the defensibility is that connect with the consumer, either in the form of brand or maybe influencer marketing and so on. That's an area I felt like you didn't think much into, as to how do you protect yourself, ensuring that this doesn't die. Although it might kick off great, how do you protect that somebody else will just not copy paste? Seems like a very simple idea otherwise, right? So all it takes is for better manufacturers to do that. So that's one area that I would definitely like you to dig deeper into. And one question I have though is, it's great that you mentioned all these SDGs, right? Although I mean I'm always a fan of having one core clear SDG and base your whole problem and solution around that, and any byproducts are great, right? But if you were to measure here, what is that single metric that really matters? You sell 1,000 pockets. What does that mean? Which SDG would you pick? And again, what that does mean to that particular SDG? How are you in any way measuring, or is it all hypothetical? Which might logically sound true, right? But what is the area of metric here? What exactly are you calculating?
So with the number of pockets sold, we can say that you can talk about responsible consumption and production because, okay, of course, if you're using the pocket, then you wouldn't require a purse. And in the long run, it would mean that you're buying fewer bags, which reduces your carbon footprint and is hence better for the environment. And not just carbon footprint, it's also like the amount of water in the production and all the amount of land required and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely fair point. On the flip side, though, the questions would be like, okay, what color are your pockets to this suit, different kinds of jeans, and so on. So there's that if you can dig a little deeper and explain to people on an average woman changes her purse every 2 years, and that's your way of calculating that, okay, in her lifetime, these are the number of purses that she buys. And if she uses our pockets for different colors, then this is what she needs to use. And hence, this is the amount of either water you saved or animals, so that the leather is not being taken out and so on, right? Like whatever your metric is, the calculation becomes a lot more important, particularly if you want to associate this as a social business. On a personal note, I think this is a very for profit venture, and that's okay. By the way, it's not wrong. I felt the purpose was forced into it. The idea came from yourself, right? I have this problem, I want to solve it. So it felt more like a genuine entrepreneur mindset that there's a problem and you want to solve it. Perfect. This whole social impact part I felt was attached to it, right? Like you kind of figured out, okay, how do I find the social impact element in it, and then you were kind of stuffing that in. That probably was also the reason why it was a little cluttered. Contrary to what Anna felt, I actually thought like there's way too many SDGs that the girls are thinking, but I really don't know if it's just like how else can I make sure that this is also affecting poverty. It's like you're not taking the problem and identifying like, okay, what is this problem SDG about, but it felt like you take the solution and it's like, okay, what all problems does this solution solve in terms of SDG? It just felt reverse engineered in a way, not necessarily bad. This could genuinely
Kendra froze for me.
Yeah, possibly another power cut. Yeah. So let's maybe
Yeah.
move on to Vivian then. I think he was already concluding his point, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Vivian, please. Over to
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, team. For me, it's a nice idea, but I didn't quite get the wow factor there. So my questions will be, who are your customer segments? Okay, because some persons do not wear jeans, right? And how do you think your detachable pockets could help them when they happen to wear other outfits?
Okay, so our customer, this whole thing came from we three were sitting and discussing what we should do for this pitch, and Sanjana just came up with this idea that don't you just hate it when you have small pockets and stuff, and we realized that that is a problem that people, especially I've seen multiple posts on social media, so like. Feeding on that, people who use social media and the youth and basically people who wear jeans and especially in feminine clothing, it's a major problem that we have very small pockets that you can't even fit your phone in. So campaigning on social media and marketing on social media would be the best thing for this product, I think, because it's already a problem. It was, call it a problem, call it a trend. It was at a point there were multiple posts flying on Instagram saying, why do women have such small pockets and stuff? So that is the customer segment that we're targeting, the youth, the people who use social media.
Vivian? Vivian, did you get that answer? I don't know if we have lost her. Anyway, I see her on the screen. Anyway, we'll wait for her to kind of connect back. Lena, do we have you connected?
Yes,
Do
hi.
you want to please come in? Yeah.
Yeah, so having Anna go first is a big problem because she's so thorough that she leaves nothing for anybody else to say. But so the presentation was excellent. I want to understand whether you actually did any empathy interviews with any groups and people actually got excited to say that this is going to solve a problem for them as a part of your design thinking process.
Well, we didn't go to empathy thinking groups, but I did speak to it to a couple of my friends and they really liked it. So if that counts.
Okay, so one of the things in all the beautiful SGDs I think you missed out on is good health and well-being, because I think definitely carrying bags affect all our backs, and this would be great. I agree with Sukendra that that this idea may be very difficult to patent. You'll just find slight variations and people coming up with ideas that are very, very similar. And one more sort of challenge I have is around imagining that these pockets will actually make a bag go away, because you might have the bag and the pocket, because you'll use the pocket to go to the supermarket, like you said, but it still doesn't solve my entire problem because I'm still going to have a bag as well, because I'm not always only going to the supermarket. So I think it doesn't actually solve that problem in its entirety. And I'd be excited to see whether jean manufacturers just make larger pockets. So yeah, that's these are just all the observations I had.
Great points, Leena. Last but not the least, anybody, last chance, do you want to respond to any of the reflections, any of the comments that Leena had?
I just wanted to talk about about how other brands can also come up with this product and it's hard to patent it. I do agree with that, but we will be one of the first few people to come up with an idea like this. And since we're targeting the youth, the main point is to connect and stick with the youth. So like if there's a mind in my if there's a brand in my mind, and like if I tell all of my friends about it and they all know about it, and it's the current favorite brand of my group, my friend circle, so that will be with us for some time, I feel, because even if there are up and coming brands, I feel there's always that one favorite thing ki acha, this will stay with me and stuff. So that's there. And yeah, we'll obviously keep evolving our brand and everything. So we'll keep going with the ongoing trends, the upcoming trends. So yeah.
Okay, Vivian, we had lost you in between. Did you get the answer? Are you okay? Can we move on to the next team? I could hear you after the answer was given. I can't still hear her. Okay, I thought she came up.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I got disconnected. I didn't quite get the response, and I actually have one more question.
Okay.
Which is, have you been able to identify your competitor? Do you know your competitor in the business?
Guys, did you get the question?
I'm sorry.
Do you know who your competitor is? Is there anybody else who's doing it now? Who could be your competitor, or is there a competitor? Have you identified one?
From what? Yeah, go on.
Well, not as of now. I haven't seen any successful. Even we did research on this topic too, and we haven't found any other brands who are doing the same thing, or maybe something even close to what we're doing. Plus, we plan to partner with other brands too. So the established brands, yes, maybe they could use this idea in the future, but since we are partnering with them, it would in a way amplify our brand's idea.
Okay. Sanjana, were you saying
Anna has
something
a
you want
question
to
as
add?
well.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay. Ishnur, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that Anna's waiting for her remarks or a question.
Yeah, sorry, there was one last thing. I was thinking about why jeans don't have pockets that fit. And I was wondering, did you ask yourselves that question? Like, why don't jeans have pockets that are big enough? Because when I think about that, I think because jeans that don't have big pockets are tight. Why are they tight? Because they're shaping you, because you like to be in a shape that is quite tight. And so I'm just wondering if that's the reason pockets are tight, then how does that fit in with your product? Because your product might make your hip look a bit bulky, or it might make your bum look a bit bulky, or it might make your side. So I'm just wondering whether you asked that question and looked into why jeans have pockets that are tight. And building on your competition, I think you do have competition, and the competition is live with the fact that you have to have a bag. That's competition. So your bags are competition. Wear baggier jeans. That's competition. Or jeans with, because there are some jeans that have big pockets. It's just the tight ones that don't have big pockets. So any thoughts on that?
So yeah, we did look into the fact that the pockets add that bulky look, but again, I feel like if it's a matter of convenience, it's like I think there'd be a large group of people who would rather like have like they wouldn't mind the bulkier look, especially if it's just like a small thing that you need to do rather than carrying a purse or carrying a bag. So, and again, it's customizable. The pockets are customizable. Their sizes are customizable. So, I mean, you can also choose to not have a pocket, which we believe is an advantage. So you don't have to buy different jeans for something like that.
Plus, I think we plan to sell the jeans along with the pocket, so it's not like you're attaching our pocket to an already existing pair of jeans, because we'll design it in such a way that it does not look, like you said, it does not look like there's a bulk on your hip or something like that. And to also answer Leena's question, I think it might or might not, reduce the demand for bags. But if you have two alternatives, either you could go and buy these jeans which are manufactured in not such a sustainable process, and then there are these other jeans which are manufactured, and there is the eco-friendly material used. There's a sustainable process that is used for manufacturing. Obviously, these jeans are more affordable, so I would go for the jeans that are sustainable and help the environment in any way they can.
Great.